Hello and welcome back to the Underrated channel. I'm Jor. I'm the host of the 88 Sats radio channel and, of course, the Underrated channel. And today's Tuesday, which means I got to do a separate video for Tuesdays. Most of these videos are clips from our live streams in the morning. But in this one, I'm going to be talking about curating your environment and the importance of what you surround yourself with. I'm sure we've all heard the term, you're the average of the 5 people you associate most with, which is true. But that's only a brief part of it. There's also the things that you listen to, what you watch, what you eat, what you think about. So basically, you are the sum of your environment. You become your environment, essentially. And so it's important when you're going through the day to pay attention to that, pay very close attention to what you're consuming, both with your eyes, ears, brain, mouth. All this stuff makes you who you are, literally. And so I'm going to show a post here today from a guy named UTXO, the webmaster, talking about some things that he or she, I'm not sure, he or she, but that's it, is talking about their environment. So this is something I've tried to be doing a little bit more in my life in the last year or so, is really paying attention to obviously what I just talked about there, but also like the things that are around me. And when you're trying to change things, when you're trying to build habits, this could be the make or break between you actually doing something or doing something for a little while and then forgetting about it. So your environment is incredibly important. And if you pay attention to the Napoleon Hills, which the law of success we've been talking about, they all kind of have this same kind of theory of you become what you think about. And kind of what you think about is based on your environment. So we'll go back to that original one. We said you become your environment. So it's important to pay attention to what is in your environment. And that's what this post is about today. So I'm going to share this post and then we're going to discuss. So it says, here are some things I've added over the years. Phone. So essentially this is him talking about what the changes he's made in his environment that have had a positive impact on him making changes and building habits. So the first one here is phone not allowed in the bedroom. Forces me to get out of bed ASAP to check phone, helps me fall asleep faster. This is great advice. I unfortunately don't do this. I still sleep with my phone in my bedroom because I listen to stuff at night before I go to bed. But I have been putting it on to airplane mode, do not disturb. And so therefore there's no, even if I got up in the middle of the night, I'm not tempted to like look on Nostr or Instagram or anything like that, or look at the price of Bitcoin. So I kind of go along with this, but I think that this is a really good habit to get into. This one's pretty interesting. I don't know if I could do this or not. Remove TV from the living room. Forces me to read more and take more naps instead of mindlessly binge watching TV. When I want to binge watch, I simply can't. So you're basically just curating your environment to the habits that you want to form. And your environment kind of either facilitates that or allows it. Because if you have a TV, just kind of like what this post says, if you have a TV sitting there and you're laying on the couch, what are you going to do? You're probably going to turn on the TV, and therefore you're not going to read. You're not going to take a nap. You're not going to do other things that people do on a couch. You're going to watch TV because it's there. It's part of your environment. Next one here is meal prep. Stick to my diet even when I'm too lazy to cook. Saves me money on Uber Eats and controls my weight. Related, keep fruits on the counter. So you're always staring at them instead of reaching for chips and cookies or whatever. Not going from one extreme diet every year is not going to make it. So this is Nostr slang. I didn't catch that last part there before I looked at this, but that's okay. Very true. And this is one thing I've been doing myself. I have a couple different supplements I take throughout the day. And I know that when I put them in the drawer or put them in the pantry, they're kind of out of sight and out of mind. And I'll go days without remembering that I was doing this. Again, if you do it for long enough, you build it into your routine. But when you're trying to build new habits, you kind of have to keep this stuff kind of in plain sight. Out of sight, out of mind is very, very accurate because you just forget about it. Life is very busy. And unless you have something staring right at the face, right in your face, you're probably just going to keep walking past it and completely forget about it. And so I've been putting my supplements, as much as the household here doesn't like it, but I just leave it out on the counter because then I see it and I take it. So it's part of my environment. Next one here is remove time wasting apps from my phone. Checking price of Bitcoin and stocks, and an Amethyst, which is on Nostr, ChatGPT, email. Disable all notifications. So I don't have any sort of notifications on my phone other than texts and phone calls, but I do still keep a lot of these apps on my phone. I'm guilty of that for sure. And I know for a fact, because it's been about a year now, maybe even more than a year since I left LinkedIn. And what I did is I deleted it from my phone. I deleted the app from my phone. And I didn't even really have to try to not go onto LinkedIn, because when I looked at my phone and I was kind of going through my, everybody has their little routine where they go to Nostr and then Instagram and then email and then this Bitcoin price. If you kind of take it out of your phone, you're not going to be tempted to look at it. And so just consider whatever apps you have on your phone that you consider to be time wasting and just delete them. And if you really need them, you can reinstall it and check it and then delete it again. Or you can use, most good websites have like a desktop version of that you could use, but you're going to do it a lot less frequently. You're going to do it for a purpose. You're not just going to be looking at your phone, scrolling and going from one app to the next. So that I can verify that has worked for me with LinkedIn. I just deleted the app and I literally never thought about it for 2 months. And I was like, oh shit, I haven't been on LinkedIn for a while, but it was just because it was out of my sight and out of my mind. So the next one here is coding / lifting as one task. This one's really interesting. So he said, I read a massive AI prompt and then I go down to do a few sets. Then when I'm resting, I check where Claude is at. So Claude would be, in this case, somebody who's helping him with his AI vibe coding, I guess. My home gym is next to my computer. So that's part of something that he took from his environment and put these two things together to optimize his life. So he's not just sitting there waiting for Claude or the AI that he's using to go through all this. He's actually doing something and being more productive, and even getting some exercise in. Do a couple sets. I love that. Next one's here, setting goals one season at a time. If I can't see the finish line from the start, it's hard for me to stick to the goal. Instead of setting a goal like get jacked in 2026, I'll do add 10 pounds to my bench by March 31st, by this date. And this is powerful. And I think that the one thing that I would change about this is that whether it's working out, eating, trying to learn things, trying to build something, you should give yourself more time. One year, I love there's an old saying that says people overestimate what they can do in one day and underestimate what they can do in 1 year. And I kind of switch that a bit and say people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 1 decade. So my main goal right now is actually for 2035. So I get about 9 years to do it. And I just think that I have a couple along the way too, like some checkpoints, I guess you'd call them, with specific dates. But definitely set dates. I think anybody who's, into goals and writing goals knows that. But just be conscious of what the deadlines are. Is that enough? Could you actually realistically add 10 pounds to your bench by March 31st? For the most part, the answer is going to be no. And when you're getting closer to that, you're going to get frustrated and you're just going to stop doing it. Whereas if you give yourself a longer time frame, and that's what I love about this timeless knowledge and things like that, because it's a lower time preference. It's not, I got to do this and then I got to do that and then I got to move on to this. And then you never really end up doing anything because you don't give yourself enough time. So that's a good one there. Next one here is deliberately manipulating my algorithm. So instead of like fighting it, you could use it. And I actually love this because it says use the subscribe and like buttons on YouTube, which most people don't. They just kind of mindlessly let YouTube tell them what they want to watch, and actively block and mute channels that waste time or make you mad. So this is awesome because if you consider now, if you are somebody who's in the business of wanting to become more valuable, increase your knowledge, you can really utilize the algorithm to save you a lot of time. Right? Like think back 20 years ago. If you wanted to learn a lot about a specific subject, you'd have to go down to the library. You'd have to go through all the books and all the pages and all the chapters and find what you need. And then go to the next library and do the same thing if that original library you went to didn't have it. Whereas now, you pretty much have a universal library in your pocket, on the internet, on YouTube, different things. And so if you can actually utilize this instead of fight it, it can actually be a huge benefit to you. So be intentional with your algorithm. Use the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, use the like button so that you tell YouTube you want to see more of this. And if you don't like something, then just block or mute the channel and say, I'm not interested in this. I do this all the time with like CBC News and CTV News. They try to send this stuff on my feed. I just say, I'm not interested. And then it just kind of cleans it up. It makes it more applicable to what I'm trying to accomplish when I'm on YouTube. So that's a couple things there. The other few that I've been doing recently is the first one that is I'm getting in a habit of using my red light therapy thing. And so I use it on my knees. I use it on my eyes too in the morning to kind of replicate the sunrise before I turn on my phone or connect to the internet. But at night, if I'm sitting on the couch and I'm reading or watching TV, I put the red light basically right beside me, not on the couch, but kind of on the other side of the couch. Because I know that if I was laying there and I had the thought of, oh, I should do my red light right now. But if I actually had to get up and do it and get it and turn it on and plug it in and all this kind of stuff, there's too much friction there. There's too much friction. And remember that word friction. So what I did is I just put it literally right beside the couch. And so when I'm laying there, I can lean over and grab it, bring it onto the couch, turn it on for 20 minutes, and then put it back. Very low friction. And same kind of thing. I talked about the supplements. And the other thing I did is a notepad. I now have a notepad basically right on top of my red light machine. So if a good idea comes into my mind, I don't have to get up, go to the office, get up, go to the table. I can just grab it, write it down. And then the hard part that I struggle with is actually revisiting those ideas. If you could see my office here, I have thousands of notebooks. But anyways, that's a whole nother issue. But I put it there because it's easy. There's no friction there. And so that's maybe where we'll leave it today, is to think about friction. So any habits that you want to add to your life, you should curate your environment to reduce friction there. So he used the example of putting the computer by the gym and putting the bananas on the counter. I use the supplements in that case. And for me, it's putting the red light machine right beside the couch. So there's no friction there for me to have to get up and get it. It's there. I just reach over and grab it. And on the flip side of that too, you could do the exact same thing if there's habits that you're trying to get rid of. So if you eat too much junk food, it's pretty simple. Just don't buy junk food. Don't have junk food around your house. I know it's easier said than done, but you can at least add some friction to it to make it the likelihood of you succeeding at getting rid of that habit higher. So that's that's the main takeaway today. Any habits that you want to add to your life, curate your environment so it reduces friction. Any habits that you want to stop doing, curate your environment so it adds more friction. It makes it more difficult for you to actually do the thing that you don't want to do. So that's it. Oh, I went another episode here without our QR code on the screen. So again, I hope you've been enjoying these videos. It looks like the channel's getting a little bit of traction here. It's good to see. So that's the last thing I would say is, don't like this video for me. Like this video for you. Again, if you want to curate your environment, you curate your algorithm, like it, leave a comment. If you leave a comment, it actually helps me too. But it helps with feedback, and that's what I have this thing here for too. We don't have any sponsors. We won't have any ads on this channel. This is just for, I don't even know what you'd call it. And I don't really need to explain it. I just hope you're getting something from it, because it's more, I'm directing a lot of energy to this. And I think it's important. It's important for me, and it's important for people out there to learn these principles to help themselves, because that's just a better society, when everybody's kind of working together. Everybody has this low time preference mentality. I just think that even if it is just one person, it has a trickle effect. So if you've been learning anything, if you've been enjoying these, this is a very easy way to give some value back my way. But I don't expect you to. I just hope you're learning something. And if you are, like it, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you can see these every day. And hopefully they'll start making some changes if that's what you're into, which I'm assuming if you made it this far in the video, you are. So I hope you have a great day today. Thank you again for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.